Midwest is facing an amazing week of snowmaking temperatures, so could that mean that we will all be on snow in the coming weeks? We'll answer that question and more on today's weather report. What's going on, Midwest skiers and riders? Matthew Zaransky with MidwestSkiers.com. I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. It is Friday, November 28th, and I gotta say, this is really exciting. Last week, we talked about this front that's moving in, and we didn't know what was behind it, but it looked really promising, and it's amazing. We got lots of snowmaking going on. I'm gonna pull up the map here in just a second to demonstrate what I mean by that. So this is our map over at MidwestSkiers.com/resort guide. I'm just gonna show you guys a quick overview of what's going on right now live across the Midwest. And this is as of 1:49 p.m. This keeps changing. We keep getting opening day announcements by the minute. There's more people coming online for snowmaking. But as it stands right now, around 2 o'clock on Friday, this is the kind of numbers that we are dealing with. We have 21, probably going to be more, ski areas opened or are scheduled to open. We have 4 states that have skiing as of tomorrow. Saturday will have skiing. And we had 65 plus ski areas fire up. And we could filter all that. Basically, all we need to do is go by open, and you can see right here, boom. All of the greens mean they're open for the season. Orange means that they are scheduled to be open in the next week or two. If we go to snowmaking, you can see all of that yellow is snowmaking. We can filter that out as well. So some great stuff going on across the Midwest. We're still going to break down the weather because there is some stuff to talk about. There are going to be a couple of areas that are going to be on the fence as far as openings go. But I feel very confident, if you just want the overall vibe of this video, feel very confident that the majority of the Midwest should have some level of skiing by next weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about where I expect some of those like southern areas to be open a little bit later in the forecast, but we're still going to dive into each of these cities as we always do, just to paint a little bit of a picture and what you guys can expect for terrain opening as well, because that's going to be the next question is, when are people going to open more runs? When is more terrain going to be available? So we have a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's dive right into the actual forecast itself. We're going to get started in the Twin Cities area, the Minneapolis. I think this is actually coming from the North Loop area. This is where I live, so love watching it. We are scheduled to get a lot of snow, not a lot, but a few inches, basically tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, in throughout the day tomorrow. So that'd be really great. It'll cover, obviously, base, make everything look nice and white. I love that. It'll also help out some of our local areas in the Twin Cities metro as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. We do have a couple of opening day announcements out there, but we haven't seen anybody announce, like we haven't seen Buck Hill. It looks like Afton Alps might hold off until next week. So I was kind of curious to see what the attitude would be, because there's such great snowmaking temperatures, obviously after that, starting on Sunday, rolling through all the way the rest of the week. So I was wondering if they would hold off, try to make as much snow as possible and open with more terrain. And it seems like we definitely have some ski areas doing that. So I do expect a lot more ski areas to come online next weekend. I honestly expect almost all the Twin City metro areas to be open by next weekend, by the 6th. And probably with a good portion of terrain as well. We did see, obviously, Trollhagen and Wild Mountain, they're blowing snow and opening more terrain as well. So that's all good news for the Twin Cities Metro. Basically, nobody needs to stop making snow anytime soon until at least next week. Everything is looking fantastic when it comes to snowmaking temperatures in basically central Minnesota right now, even southern Minnesota. If we go up to Biwabik, Minnesota, so this is your Giants Ridge, I'm excited because I'm actually going up there tomorrow. Got to wax the skis. Going to be up there for their opening day. Again, same story here, guys. We got amazing temperatures. Basically, we're getting to a high of 20 today, and that's going to be the high for the rest of the week. And if you haven't seen Giants Ridge's snowmaking system, they can absolutely crank snow. They did a huge infrastructure update last year, so they are going to be just opening a ton of terrain by even just next weekend. They should have a handful more runs open because they just are going to be able to make that much snow in this next 7-day stretch or so. Just looking phenomenal. Temperatures in the single digits and teens. That's what we like to see. It's ideal snowmaking temperatures for them. Lutsen, Spirit, all of those guys up there are going to be making tons and tons of snow over the next 7 to 10 days. It is going to be glorious to see. Now, I will say, I think a lot of ski areas are not going to open midweek, and they're going to just focus on snowmaking, and that probably goes across most of the Midwest. I wouldn't be surprised if we see skiers, even that do open on Saturday or Sunday, they might decide to close Monday to Friday just to make as much snow as possible because the temperatures are looking that good. Now let's go down to Portage, Wisconsin. We did have Tyrrell Basin just announced that they were going to be opening on tomorrow, Saturday. Cascade's opening on Sunday. Little Switzerland, I believe, is open on Saturday. Sunburst is open on Saturday. There's a lot. Alpine Valley is opening on Saturday tomorrow as well. There's a lot of options. Go over to the map if you guys want the most live, up-to-date information. Again, there's going to be skiing at almost every region. The only region we haven't seen anything officially announced yet is the lower peninsula of Michigan in the Mitten, which we'll talk about in just a second here, but there could be a possibility for that as well. Obviously, you got some snow in the forecast. They're getting 6 inches of potential snow on Saturday, so that is something to watch, that system moving through. We saw a lot of natural snow, especially in the UP this past weekend. This is something to watch too, because it's moving through that central Wisconsin area. We're getting a little bit of it in Minneapolis, but not nearly as much as those down in like southern Wisconsin. And then same kind of story here, guys. Basically starting Sunday night, guns will be on, and they're going to roll all the way through to the next week. So really good start. Again, I definitely see Cascade, a lot of those guys probably closing down Monday through Friday and making as much snow as possible, and then maybe opening maybe Friday afternoon or maybe Friday, and then through the weekend for next week with more terrain. So that's some really good news from Mother Nature and our friends in southern Wisconsin. Now let's jump to an area that has been the absolute talk of the town, especially this past couple of days here, and that is the UP. This is Ironwood, Michigan, and man, did they just get pounded with snow, upwards of 30, some even, like I've seen reports of like mid 30 inches of snow. Absolutely crazy. Whitecap is opening on Saturday tomorrow, and Snowriver is already open. I feel like we're going to just continue to see a lot of snow up there, and as you can see in the forecast here, we got another 4 inches on the way. Not quite as much as some of those areas in southern Wisconsin. That system's still going to hit them, though, moving through. And then again, snowmaking temperatures all the way through the week, a little bit of snow showers kind of leading into next weekend. So some great skiing up in the UP. Very exciting for them because it's been some lackluster years the past few years. So it's good to see that we're starting things off really well, really strong with some natural snow and some really good snowmaking temperatures. So I expect more areas to come online and more terrain to come online up in the UP as well. So we'll keep an eye on the map over on that side. Now, going down to one of the more interesting areas that we're going to have to watch over the next few days, and that's going to be Michigan's lower peninsula. And this was an area that I said maybe if the temperatures played right, we could see an opening here. We had Boyne announce that they're going to wait until next week, the first week in December. I'm watching very closely, though. Pine Knob is one. They fired up the guns yesterday. They're rolling through. They have snowmaking temperatures throughout the day and into tonight. They're going to get about 4 to 5 inches of snow on Saturday. And then again, good snowmaking temperatures or decent snowmaking temperatures kind of rolling through 7 through, 9 or so in the morning. Not going to be great output. We're kind of hovering around that 28 degrees and 87% humidity. So not going to be doing tons and tons of snowmaking here. But with that natural snow, that might be just enough to maybe open on Sunday. It's going to be tight. This is one that you're going to want to watch the webcams and take a look and see. But other than that, I can confidently say they're definitely going to be open by next weekend or sometime that week, because they're getting down into snowmaking temps basically Sunday night, and they are going to stay in snowmaking temperature range basically through the 7-day forecast. So great news for those that are looking to get on snow. Next weekend, for sure, Michigan will have skiing. I can say that very, very confidently. But can they sneak out a Sunday? I don't know. It's going to be tight. Again, Mother Nature is going to have to play a little nicer than is forecasted, but we'll keep our eyes on that and we'll see. Swinging on up to Boyne Falls, Michigan. Boyne announced, obviously, that like we mentioned, that they're going to be opening next weekend. So that is kind of set in stone. I feel like they're going to take some time and make a bunch of snow this week because the temperatures are looking good. You can see today a little bit of snow in the forecast, tomorrow as well. And then basically going to move in that same thing when that Sunday hits. Basically snowmaking temperatures all the way through the rest of the week. So good opportunities to make snow. They got some natural snow in the forecast as well. Things are looking really good for that side of Michigan for next weekend. So I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of opening day announcements from the lower peninsula of Michigan this weekend into next weekend. We'll see like openings probably ranging from Friday or Saturday for next weekend. And I would honestly expect a lot of ski areas in Michigan to be opening either that Friday the 5th or the 6th for the season. So that's super exciting. Can somebody sneak in a Sunday? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be tight, though. I would watch Pine Knob. Is probably the one that I would circle, given their system, how big they are, and that natural snow that they potentially could get, because that could be a game changer. But It would probably be a Sunday opening, if anything. So we'll keep your eyes on that one. Swinging on down to Mansfield, Ohio, we got to see Snow Trails and Mad River Mountain fire up last night for the first time. They're going to continue to make snow. And again, look at this forecast for them, guys. This is some really good stuff. Obviously getting up to, 32 on Saturday, but I think you can push through that with the humidity level of just 55. And then Sunday does get a little warmer, getting up to 37. But man, after that, we are talking snowmaking all the way through to next weekend. So again, I feel very confident saying that Snow Trails, maybe even Boston Mills, Brandywine, we could see a couple areas opening in Ohio next weekend, Saturday the 6th, maybe even Friday, just depending on how everything is panning out. But I can tell you right now, Snow Trails 100%, man. With their system and the way that they've already been pushing, I feel confident that next weekend Ohio is going to be on snow. Really good forecast for them as well. They got some natural snow in the forecast too, which is pretty dang awesome. Look at that Saturday, getting 2.6 inches of snow potentially. Sounds pretty good. Swinging on down to Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So could Indiana be on snow this week? And I would say, yeah, I think so. Friday night, they got a really nice window starting tonight into Saturday. It does get really warm Saturday night into Sunday. But if you look, we got another window Sunday night. They're playing a little bit more of the snowmaking at night game, but their capacity and their output is just so good that I'm pretty confident saying that I think with these windows at night that they're getting, they have a huge window starting on Wednesday night all the way through until basically Friday midday. I mean, there's no reason I feel like if these temperatures hold and everything plays nice, I feel like next weekend Perfect North should be on snow as well. Maybe even earlier, just depending on how kind of things play out for them and how much snow they're going to be able to make in some of these windows. But things are looking really, really good. So to sum things up, we have a huge snowmaking push coming our way across the entire Midwest, starting now, has started, and basically is going to range for the next 7 to 10 days. What you can expect is more ski areas are going to open up. Obviously, we're going to have some this weekend, but a lot next weekend, tons. Like the majority of the Midwest should have skiing, I would say, by the 6th of December, which is amazing and way earlier than most that we've had in the past few seasons. We've had some kind of rough years when it comes to snowmaking. This is some really good news. And then for those that are already open, we can expect more runs, more terrain to continue to open through next week and into next weekend. And hopefully, if this continues to trend on the cooler side, we can continue to push snowmaking into the 2nd week of December, which would be amazing, which could mean that the Midwest, I don't want to jinx us, but the Midwest could be done or pretty close to done snowmaking. If we get another 10-day stretch like this, we might be wrapping up snowmaking by the end of December this year, which would be amazing and kind of the ideal world to have a good portion of your terrain open by the holiday weekend. I mean, that would be gold. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that is the case. But until next week, I hope everybody has a great week. Pray for that snow and get out there. Go enjoy that snow. It's here.